I'm going now, okay? He said, pampering his little princess who was in his arms with kisses all over her face. She giggled at the tactless feeling. Vine smiled at the father wrote her do. Now go to your mom and be a good girl. Don't trouble her. He passed the 1 year old to her mother while she looked at him with her innocent doe eyes. He kissed her cute chubby cheeks and pecked Vine's forehead before moving towards the door. The little girl looked at her father moving away and then looked at her mother with questioning eyes. Dad, she whispered with her cute voice. Baby, Dad is going to gym room to exercise. He will be back soon, okay? Vine kissed her forehead while the little girl pouted. She didn't understand anything, but she knew that her father is going away from her, even it was for some time. She sadly pouted and looked down. He stopped at the door and turned back to face them. Baby one looked at me. He tried to gain the sulky girl's attention, which he succeeded. She looked at him. He smiled and blew a at her, which made her squeal in happiness, and she giggled loudly, making her parents laugh at her cuteness. Okay, now I am really going. He went out and Vine sighed and looked at Minji, who was still looking at the door. He's here only, just in other room. Dad will be back soon. She placed her on the carpet and brought her toys and surrounded them around her. Now you play and Mama will do her work. Vine smiled and pinched her chubby cheeks before placing a pack on them. You are a good girl, right? She nodded at her mother's word, which made her chuckle. She also giggled along with her. Vine patted her head and get up to do her work. How am I supposed to organize this messy closet? Jimin is really messy. She started to organize the messy closet, glancing at Minji from time to time, who was busy playing with her toys. After some more time, she got totally engrossed in her work. After playing for some time, Minji got bored playing by herself. She looked at Vine and called for her, but Vine was really focused that she didn't hear her calling. She pouted sadly and looked at the door, wanting to see her dad. She slowly and sneakily crawled towards the door. The door was little open, which probably Jimin forgot to close properly. It was enough open for Minji to go out. She sat there near the door and glanced at Vian to see if she was watching her or not. But Vian was trapped with the pile of clothes. Taking it as an opportunity, she crawled outside the room. She sat there looking around the huge corridor searching for her father, but he wasn't there. But then she heard the faint sound of music coming from the room at the end of the corridor. She quickly waddled towards the room in hope to find her father there. The door of the room was half open. She peeked inside and a smile instantly made its way on her lips, seeing her father there doing push-ups. He was topless and only wearing. She clapped her hands in excitement after seeing her father. She crawled inside the room giggling happily. Jimin was unaware of her presence. His focus was fully on burning the calories. He paused for a few moments to take some breath, supporting his body with his hands. He inhaled a long breath, but before he pushed his body down again, he felt. He frowned and looked down only to find out his little devil. He was surprised to see her. Minji, how come you are here? How did you even come here? He asked with a surprised face while Minji only giggled. She crawled up till his face and laid there on her stomach and then turned to lie on her back so that now she was facing Jimin. He looked at her actions carefully. You have become naughty, huh? He said, showering her face with kisses which made her laugh out loud. Where's Mama? Did she leave you here? He said while she only snickered at her words. Okay, so now Dad and his little princess are going to do some exercise, okay? Okay, here I come. He said and leaned his body down and kissed her face, which made her laugh. She stopped laughing when he moved up and again laughed loudly when he moved down to kiss her face. The father daughter duo was laughing and playing and enjoying together, forgetting about the third person who was worried to death. Meanwhile, Vine was busy arranging the closet, but she frowned when she felt the unusual serenity in the room. Minji and quietness were the two contrasting things. Though she can't speak properly, yet she would murmur something in her baby language, or giggle and laugh at something. Till now, she would have gone to her mother, but it was all quiet. She glanced at where Minji was playing earlier but found the spot empty. She put down the attire she was gripping and started looking for Minji. She searched around the room but didn't find her. She panicked because she was still a kid. She couldn't go out herself. She held her head in frustration. Then she found the door slightly open. She opened the door fully and went out of the room to search for her. She took a look at the corridor, but it was all empty. Now she was very scared and on the verge of crying. She quickly ran to the gym room to Jimin. Jimin Minji Wan stopped midway in her sentence when she saw Minji with Jimin. He was lying on floor while she was sitting on his stomach and they both were giggling. Wan sighed in relief seeing Minji safe with Jimin. But wait, how did she get here? Min, you should have told me that you brought Minji here. I was really worried when I didn't find her in the room. She said, gaining their attention, and went and sat beside them on floor. Wait, I didn't bring her here. I thought you left her here. No, I didn't. I was arranging the closet and she was playing there. That means this naughty girl sneaked out, he said, pinching her cheeks, which made her snickered. Minji, baby, that is really bad. You made Mama worried, bad girl. Vine stated with stern voice. Hearing her stern voice, the little one understood that her mother was mad at her. She pouted and held her ears with her little hands and looked at Vine. She used her heart attacking weapon which she inherited from her father. She showed her puppy eyes, which can melt even a stone hearted person. Oh, my cutie, come here. Vine took her in her embrace from Jimin and kissed her cheeks. I can't be mad at you. You are too cute for that. Don't do it again. Vine bobbed her nose with hers. The little one laughed and puckered her lips to peck her mother's lips. She rested her face on her warm neck and rubbed her eyes with her teeny fist. Are you sleepy, sweetie? It's your nap time, right? She asked, rubbing her back. She snuggled more closer and made herself comfortable in her embrace. Vine patted her back to make her sleep. Jimin, who was witnessing the scene, silently rolled over and rested his head on Vine's lap. Vine looked at him and smiled. After some minutes of pampering, Minji finally fell asleep. Vine smiled at the cute girl who was the exact replica of her dad. Talking of her dad, Vine looked out at Jimin and found him trying his best to keep. Min, are you sleepy? She whispered, not wanting to wake Minji. He hummed, rubbing his sleepy eyes. Let's go to our room. Come on, get up. He got up from your lap, and Vine also got carefully carrying Minji. Vine went towards their room carrying Minji on her left arm and Jimin clinging on her right arm. Vine placed Minji on bed and laid beside her. Minji snuggled closer to her mother's warmth. Vine smiled and lightly patted on her bum. Jimin laid beside Vine and wrapped his arms around her waist. Vine gently removed his arms and craned her neck. Jimin, go and take a shower first and then sleep. You are sweaty and also wear some clothes. Jimin whined and again hugged her. I'll do it afterwards. Let me sleep now. I'm really sleepy, he murmured with a pout on his sleepy voice. But no, please don't be so cruel to your cute husband and let him sleep cuddling you. Ryan sighed in defeat. Fine, sleep. That's not fair. You made her sleep, so now make me sleep also. He looked at her with his puppy face and mine melted right away. One pulled him to rest his hand on her chest and kissed his back from one hand while her other hand was on me. In no time he fell asleep. Vine smiled softly, gazing at him. His squishy cheeks were pressed against her chest, which made a pout on his face. She looked at her daughter. She was female version of him. Vine smiled, looking at her small family, and after some time she snoozed off to take a nap along with her two babies. Hey, come out from your imagination. I'll stop it here. I hope you like it. Let's meet in another video. Until then,